Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Please like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Press like and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's. Sit back and enjoy. As we dive deeper down into the rabbit hole and into the unknown. Where the paranormal becomes normal.
Hello, welcome to today's show. I'm joined by Nicole. Nicole, hello.
Hey, everybody.
Do you see what I did?
What'd you do?
I got the voiceover guy to do whether or not paranormal becomes normal.
Ah.
So when we forget to say it, it's on there.
I'll say it for us.
Yes. So thank you, Gerald. Keep getting his name wrong. Can I call you Gerald? It's easier.
Call him that voiceover guy.
Right. There is no guest. Sarah may be joining us. She might not be. She is actually on holiday, but she's going to do her best to jump in. We do have another live stream on Sunday at 5 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. New York time, which is only 4 hours difference at the moment.
Yeah, we worked that out today.
Yeah. Oh, don't even ask. So it's Michaela Ford, who does Paranormal or What podcast. She's good friends with Sarah, Emma, Adi, and Tony, as well as many other people. So she's going to be coming on Sunday. The girls are going to try and get on as well to investigate. And that's pretty much it. Right, we do have a little bit of sad news. Well, it's sad, but not completely sad. Would you say?
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's sad news. Do you want to put the picture on deck still?
Here we go. So, Freddie Valentine, the psychic comic medium, should we call him? I contacted his website, and I was going through my emails today and found one in my junk mail, and it was a reply from them. Unfortunately, he retired in 2018 due to him getting leukemia, so he's no longer doing it. As far as I know, he's still alive, but unfortunately, he won't be coming on the show. So I tried, and he's not well, and it is a shame. Not just that he's not coming on the show, but it's a shame that he's not well. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those things. I know.
And now Andy has something to aspire to. His next career move.
Yeah, you messaged me before saying I should start doing it. And for a split moment, the idea did go, but then it left straight away. Because
now there's an opening in the market.
No one would enjoy that. Right. So that is that. I've had to write some stuff down tonight, which isn't often. The other one, so we're going to research a particular topic, and we're going to do it for the 20th. But we have David Hodrian, got his name right, coming back on with part 2 on the 20th, which is Wednesday. So we're going to do it for the 27th. Now, it was Baby with a Laser who recommended this thing that's really deep and dark, and it's a different kind of rabbit hole. And all I remember is the courtyard of something. And I have to admit, I spilt food over the post-it note, and it was a load of sauce. And when it dried, it like literally deleted what I'd written on the bit of paper. All I know, it begins with the letter M.
The Churchyard of St. Medard.
Right. Thank you. I should have just asked you, shouldn't I? And not made myself look stupid. Yeah, so we're going to do that. Going to do that on the 27th instead. So it gives us what, another week and a half. Do you want to say hello to a few people in the chat?
Hello, Steve. Hi, Mike. Bim Jim. Fred. Brian. Hi, Chiro. Hi, Daniel Barry. Baby with a Laser. Midwest. Night Watchers. Sober Carper. Hi, everybody.
That'll do for now.
Yeah. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, they'll want it too much if we keep doing it. Right, so hey, it's Mr. Evers, or Evers Jr. So you know Chris Evers, who come on, he's got the book out, Shape of Things to Come. So Kevin's his son, and I got to meet Kevin. Got to meet him last year at the Awakening in August. So top guy. Right, so those who don't know, me, Nicole, and Sarah was on Eric Wood's YouTube show last night called Paranormal Highway. And we were talking and trying to explain stuff and just having a general chat. It finished about quarter past 10 UK time to quarter past 6 your time, or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Went a little over the hour.
Yeah. So we did
Shocking,
that. I know. Who'd have thought? And just make sure I've got the page open ready. So I'm going to bed. Last night, I'm not going to. I got the bed to myself, which was good because Becky's little one wasn't feeling well, so she has to stay with her. So it's like, yes, go. So got into bed. Anyway, that was about 11 o'clock-ish. I woke up just before midnight and just felt thirsty. So I had a drink of lemonade and the lights were still on. So I switched the light off and I could see another light emitting from somewhere in the room. And I'm looking around and checking all the lights and it's like, there's no light, but it's reflecting. So on the top of the unit, at the bottom of the room, I have this. So them three boxes in the middle are the majority of the equipment that I use when I go out investigating. So you can see, obviously, the large one at the bottom, they get smaller as you get to the top, and then the bag right at the top, which touches the ceiling. All the plastic boxes are I think they call lock and load, where you put the lid on, you pull the blue handles up, and it locks them into place. So that's like right over the other side of the room. So I'm laying in bed, and if you can see the middle one, you can see a white thing with two USB sockets in it. That's a power bank. So the light was reflecting from that. I'm like, there are no lights on. The monitor wasn't on. My phone was facing up. It wasn't even. I just couldn't. Do you know when you're there, where's it coming from? And I could not get my head around it. And so I got out of bed, walked over. That's like 7-8 foot. So I'm on my tiptoes to get the bag down, the little box and the medium box. So this is a box now, right? So you can see in the picture exactly how that is. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So all the handles are up on the boxes. I know you can't see them all, but on the ones you can. And it was. So I've got 4 square LED lights. These 2, and I've got 2 IR ones. If you look at the back, it has a dial. You have to physically, if you listen, you can hear it click on, off. Yeah? You have to physically turn it with finger and thumb. That one was on. But if you look at the back of it, it has, wait one sec, 4 blue LED lights. It's rechargeable. That tells you what the battery life is.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's full, it's fully charged. That was on, facing that way. So whatever, blinding myself, whatever happened, something has turned that on. If there's, like I said, there's only me in the room. If it was a person to do that, they would have had to take the bag and the little box off, the camcorder, and get the middle box, bring it down, take the lid off, put it on, put the lid back on, and put it all back exactly how it was before. And there's only me. When I went to sleep, that light wasn't on. When I woke up about 40 minutes later, it was on.
And you weren't moving anything up there or anything at any point, right? That would have like shaken it?
No, nothing. The only thing that was near it was this, which is what I use. Well, the first thing that I got when I started going investigating, to put my phone in, you can fit the lights, is like a cold shoe connector at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And that,
Wow.
straight across the room. And that was lay across the top. But you would have to physically move that to make that dial move. It's not like a button that you can flick on and off. So if you bang it, it could come on.
Get hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you physically got to twist it. And the light was on. And I'm like, right, okay. But it didn't freak me out. It was more, I had to get on my tiptoes to get everything down, to turn it off, to put it all back. And that took a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And the other people that were in the house, I know, yeah, just seeing it. It's not the sort of thing they would do. They don't know what's in these boxes. I know you can see them, but they know it's me stuff for investigating. So even Becky doesn't bother with it. As long as it's like out the way, it doesn't matter. And it's like, right, okay. And then I was thinking, if I wake up in the morning and they're all on again, that's it. But nothing. And you can see it wasn't on long, because half an hour of the LED being on, it'll drop 1 light for the battery. You get about 2.5 hours. And yeah, so that was that. But that was kind of freaky, because when we was on Eric's, he was saying about what happened when he was doing the EVP, and he asked him to move something, and they pulled the green screen got pulled down behind him. I think it's got something to do with that.
It's a pain in the butt to get up. Don't touch it.
Yeah, but even if I was to swing on that, I'd break it before that light come on.
Wow.
So
I have no
crazy clue what happened. The light came on, and I had to ask about turning it off.
You got to get a recorder and start doing your EVPs live.
I know. I'm going to put this up at the end and just stick it up at the top. Mm-hmm. It's just dead easy. It's just press a button and see what we get. So, yeah, that was that. Like I said, didn't hear anything, didn't smell anything, didn't feel anything. Just woke up probably 2 minutes to midnight. Just woke up first, had a drink, and then it's like, why is he alive? I couldn't work out where the light was coming from. Took me about a minute, but yeah, that was that. So anyone any ideas? Please help. If not, do you want to come round and cleanse the house, please?
I think so. What are you gonna like? Do you invite it in and start like trying to investigate, or do you just ignore it? That's the hard thing when you have activity in your house.
See, that's probably the third, maybe fourth things. For what? That's not even a word. Third, fourth, or fourth thing that strange it's happened that I've not got any. There's no reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I don't know, because like you want to know what's going on, but you don't want to like encourage it to start doing more by like going back and forth with it.
Yeah, I don't mind it doing little things like that as long as
Yeah.
it stays at that level.
Mm-hmm.
If it starts getting like a bit edgy and a bit too intense, then yeah, I'll have to do something about it. But I'm not gonna encourage it, put it that way.
That's how I feel like with this, all this stuff that happens in my house. Like, I want to know more. I want to, like, the investigator in me wants to investigate, but then I don't want to, like, say
You
it's
don't want to
okay
open
to
it up.
communicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got to live here.
And exactly. Yeah.
They're like, hey, you've
And
talked to me before. I can talk to you now. It's, 3 a.m. No thanks.
and the thing is, if it was just me, if I was on my own, it wouldn't bother me so much. But because there's four of us that live here, it's like I don't want to bring anything to them.
Yeah.
Even though I'd do my head in, but I wouldn't wouldn't do that to them. Wouldn't do that to anyone. So I don't know what it is.
Like any kind, when you go out and you do your stuff, do you do any kind of protection or just like tell things to stay where it is before you come home?
I do the stuff in my head. Probably do a little bit more than you do, because I know you literally do. I go like, look, I'm going now. I'm going home. Don't follow me. This is your place. I'm going back to my place. You stay here. Blah blah blah. Steve's just put could just be a faulty unit. No, because the dial was actually twisted on. You have to turn it clockwise, and it clicks on it, clicks off, and it had been turned all the way around. It was at the bright, so you turn it up gradually, and it gets brighter and brighter. That was on full. So I don't know. Something happened. I didn't see it, and that was the result. Oh, right. Next thing is right. Just checking my notes. Where's it gone? Is this? So hopefully, in around the middle of July, we're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing, Paranormal road trip. It's not going to be to that castle, as I found out that castle is in Germany, and it's just one that I used off the thing where I make the thumbnails. Sorry, 1 second. Yes, so I'm going to be doing that. I was going to do it like 48 hours, but I don't want to put a time limit on it. So what I'm going to do each day is go out to a different location, or meet up with people, and possibly on the way to that location, do an interview with a guest until I get there, and then meet up with whoever, and we'll go out, hopefully get a live stream, and do that. So I'm going to do that for the first couple of days, just go out during the day. So they're going to be quite long, the streams. Then the last couple of days, I'm going to go out, stay over, and try and do a 48-hour solid one. Obviously, I'm going to sleep in between. So when I go to sleep and go and get something to eat, I'll end it and then just start a new one once I've had some sleep. So I've got a few locations written down. I've already spoke to a couple of people that are interested in doing it, but I'm also looking for people who want to come with me from beginning to end, that either want to share the driving or do some filming, take some photos, all that kind of stuff. Just get involved with it from like beginning to end, rather than me just driving around on my own looking sad and pathetic, looking for
homeless, sleeping in your car.
Yeah, so just to have but it'd be nice to have the company and someone that's interested in it as well, and they'll have ideas of what places to go and all that kind of stuff. So anyone interested, you can email me at roadtrip@andydecodes.com. And we've decided on the name of the venture. Do you want to tell them?
Drum roll.
Go on.
Codes on the road.
There we go. And I'm going to have t-shirt, possibly hoodie, done for it as well. And Simon was saying that I should get like an aerial or something, like a magnetic one with like a UFO sat on top of it. So there's some sort of recognition when we're out
You
and
gotta
about.
or like a magnet or something for your car so people can like spot you out.
Yes.
But then you can take it off when you don't want to be spotted.
Yeah. You can get one printed for like 20 quid.
Mm-hmm. And then if people see you, they can take a picture and tag.
Put it on the website.
Yep. Like, where did you spot Andy?
You could win something. You could win a haunted LED light. Don't know yet. Oh, just have to say happy birthday to Deborah Hatswell. She's in the excuse me.
Happy
She's
birthday,
in the
Deborah.
chat. 2021 again.
Make sure you invite Tommy to your party. He loves birthdays.
Oh, yes. He'll bring cake, balloons, confetti. He'll even tidy up before he goes. He doesn't know that I've just given him that job.
Nope.
The paranormal road trip. I reckon around the middle of July gives me time to organise it and get guests to come on, arrange meeting people in certain locations. So I'm going to do north, east, south and west, 2.5 hours in each direction. That way I can do it in one day and come back and then go out and do the next day. So I've got a centre point of where to keep coming back to and then going out. So yeah, it all works. In my head it works. In real life I don't know. Could be completely different.
You'll find
So
out.
there's that.
It'll be fun.
Right, are you ready? Did you know I've bought something? I just need to go and pick it up. So the backstory to this is someone was given it by somebody else. They got it around 2019. They don't know where it come from. It was in a house that was full of all other stuff, but not the same kind of stuff as this. This was like kind of like out of place. It was just a house that's full of junk and all this other stuff. And his nephew got given this, and then his nephew gave it to him. So this is the size of it. So this is in comparison to a pint pot. Now, do you want to see the video? So all I've got to do now is arrange to go and collect it and then hand the money over. Yeah? Then it could be real or it could be fake, but for what I'm paying for it, I don't think it really matters. It's good, and I've actually before I even knew about this, I've got a space on the shelf that it will fit. It could be chicken, it could be plastic, it could be rubber, it could be legit.
There you go, Andy. Hope you enjoy.
That's it.
It looks like it's smiling. Look, it's so happy to be in that jar.
I don't know, but I'm not opening it. I'm going to seal it. I'm going to proper seal it. One, so I'm not tempted to open it. And two, if I open that, it'd be like a Pandora's box. It'd just like opening the worst portal ever. And yeah, not doing
it'd
that.
probably just stink up your house if you opened it.
And there's that as well, because we know that's only the backstory that there is to it. I've had a look online. The guy who I'm getting it from has. A couple of other people have, and there is not even anything similar to it. Nothing, and it's literally going to be. So where the UFO light is there, it's like there's a shelf just above it. So that's where it's going to go. And that's that.
fun.
So
I mean, it'll be nice little tchotchke. Like if it's fake, it's still cool.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. But imagine if it was real.
Oh, you should get like one of those little like lights, LED lights for it to sit on so it can like glow.
I've actually got a couple of these spare. So
It'll give a really cool glow.
I can fit one on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put a little strip in a circle.
Little nightlight.
Yeah.
Alien fetus nightlight.
There we go. No, thanks. I'm good. But if you're offering, Brian, that you can do it, and good luck.
Tell us if it's a potato.
Yes. What was the other thing? Oh, so the Skywatch. So to make it easier and better all round, we're going to be doing that on the first Friday of the month rather than a weekend, because it just goes into family time, personal time, and all that. And then we're doing Fridays are going to be more of this rather than guess. So we're going to be doing the different bits and pieces on a Friday. Wednesday is now going to be the main day for guests coming on. Not going to be every Wednesday. So the first Friday of the month is going to be the Skywatch, and now it's getting lighter. It's going to be easy for people to go out and do it if you still want to get involved. And the last Friday of the month is Dominic Zenden and Michelle Gray. And whoever else comes on. And yeah, that's it.
So there's a question about your alien baby.
Does it have a name? No.
You got to name him.
Someone said call it George. Lara, Paranormal Pixie said call it. Be nice with some chips. No. It's staying in the jar and it's staying within eyesight of
Joe said its name's
everything.
Ew.
Yeah. So Spud, that's a good name.
That is a good name.
Yeah.
Spud.
I just need to arrange to go up and collect it. But he was saying when you pick the jar up, it's like, well, if you shake it, it's quite solid and it bangs off the glass and it's a bit kind of feels real. He goes, it gives you a whole new thought process when you're holding the jar. Right, yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad.
You should take that on the road trip with you.
Yes. Oh. Yes. Oh, and I bought a new pendulum. Just waiting for delivery. A Ouija board. And a round. You get the Ouija board and the round chart and the planchets. Get it all as a set. So I've got that. And there's a couple of other things, but I can't remember. So once they come, I'm not going to use them, but I'll show you what I've got. Haunted pickle jar. It probably is, knowing my luck.
She said, wait till it comes to life at night.
Nope. Then it will be going out the window.
You're just going to wake up one
go out
morning.
the back and bury it in the woods.
Wake up one morning to an empty jar.
Wow, imagine that. And the lid's still on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, be like that last night, won't it? Right. Have you anything you want to talk about before we carry on?
No, we got more announcements or updates.
No. Oh, with the Skywatch, if people want to go to like derelict building, cemetery, graveyard, anywhere like that, then we can mix the two together. So there's like I was saying to you before, there's a cemetery down the road from me. Well, it's a little graveyard, but there's a point where you can sit on a wall and it overlooks Northampton going northeast, I think it is. So I can do Skywatch and Graveyard Watch at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drive out sometimes, I think, to Pine Bush because it's like the UFO capital of at least the East Coast,
Yeah.
and see
Cool.
what we can get over there.
Yeah. So I think maximum of 6 cameras, because otherwise the screen just gets smaller and smaller, and then it's flicking about between them and doing solo cut out and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that is all the updates that we've got. There was something else. I haven't got it. Right. Anyone got any questions for us? Anything you want us to talk about? Throw anything at us. We don't know it, just don't know.
Almost
Next.
anything.
Say again?
I said almost anything.
Yeah.
This is still YouTube.
Yeah. We're doing the Drunken Podcast on the 5th.
Yes, we
Yes.
are.
And what else are we doing in tribute? Should we tell them?
No,
Should we leave it as
a surprise.
a surprise? Cool.
We are going to be doing a tribute to our what could have been our friend, Freddie Valentine.
Yes. So, yeah, that
Because
should
he
be
seems
good.
like the type who would like a drunken podcast.
Yeah. Do you reckon he would have done drunken mediumship?
I reckon he did do drunken mediumship.
I reckon you're right. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that. There's a few other things that we're going to be doing on the Fridays as well. We still need to make the shorts for YouTube.
Yes.
Yes. So that'll be good. What was the other one? Oh, so when we was on Eric's last night, I was talking about Bench Guy, and I got another picture that I forgot I had, and it's better than it's the same one that I put up last night that I emailed to Eric, but it's zoomed in, but you don't lose any of the quality. Now, when I was talking to him, he wasn't bent over like Quasimodo. He was sat up straight. So you can literally see he's doubled over there. Because if you look at where the back of the bench is, it's level with his face. And he wasn't sat like that. He was sat up straight. He was actually leaning back on the bench. So, whatever you think of that, let us know.
And for anybody who didn't watch yesterday, Andy was calling Bench Guy the guy on the bench.
It's been a long day.
The guy on the bench. It's Bench Guy.
I even named him Bench Guy. I was like, yeah, the guy on the bench. Who wasn't even a guy. I know it's definitely a bench. That's still there. But, yeah, it's been quite a few.
How are you that it was a bench?
Yeah, quite
Did the bench even exist?
Yes, it does. There's 2 of them. Symmetrical.
Time doesn't exist. The bench doesn't exist.
Nope. But
Bench
the weird stuff going on around there does exist. That was the same cemetery that I felt like got put in a protection bubble.
Mm-hmm.
That I seen a guy bent over or crouched down in a big trench coat. Seeing the silhouette of a person going through past the headstones at the bottom, then stopped, which shouldn't have happened because there's street lights along the bottom bit, so you would have still been able to see him, but just went to where it is either a big headstone or a tree, and then didn't come out the other side. He could have just stopped walking, but there's 5 of us there, and no one. We walked down like a couple of minutes after, and there's nobody about.
So when you saw the guy in the trench coat, do you think it was the same guy as Bench Guy? If he was like all hunched over?
No. This was a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like crouched down like that. And yeah, I actually fell over backwards. Didn't hit the floor because I'd seen it through the camera, But when I looked up, I couldn't see it with my own eyes, so I'm having to watch it through the phone. And then it just went. It's weird. Do you know when you get that sick feeling as well?
Yeah, like just something's off.
Yeah,
Not
it was
right.
like, oh. And it was too close for comfort, put it that way.
I believe you. Laura said, were you able to see it physically or just on video?
To see the
Which one?
shadow.
This was one I think you were talking about, bench guy.
Bench guy. So, story to this: some people could see and hear him. So most people couldn't see or hear him, and thought I was just stood there and completely lost it, and was talking to myself. But I had the action cam on a body harness, and I picked the audio up on that, which I will find and dig out and put on air. And then watching the video back, watching the live stream back, you can see him. But watching it live, you couldn't see him or hear him. He was, I'd say, mid-20s, really pale skin, very strong Dutch accent, but spoke good English. He was dressed hoodie or jacket, baseball cap, like shell suit bottoms, pair of trainers. So it was like kind of modern, but say like a decade ago. So like late 90s, early 2000s, well, a couple of decades ago. Still think 70s were 30 years ago. And he had his phone in his right hand, and when the smartphones first started coming out, like with Google Maps and all that on it, it was they had the green backlight screen. So I could see that. I thought he was playing Pokemon Go. I'm trying to look at what he's doing. Couldn't smell weed on him, couldn't smell alcohol. I'm stood no more than 6 foot away from him. But when you listen to the audio back on the GoPro, it sounds like an 78-year-old man. Not even close to what. And how he looks in this picture isn't what he looked like, other than the clothing, and why his face is a little red like that. Because if that was... that's a still from a video, so it's not even like there's a photograph of it. So if that was refraction of light, wouldn't his hand and the tray and part of the bench be lit up as well? Because they're all glowing, but they're not glowing red. And there's like 2-3 photos of that. And he wasn't sat like that. And as I'm walking away to find my mate, that's when it hit. It's like reality kicked in as to what had just happened, and straight away I thought that wasn't a person. I don't know what it was. I first thing I just thought, it's a demon, it's a devil. That was all I could think. So yeah, and that was it. It as I'm speaking to him, nothing seemed out of place. It seemed normal, like I was chatting to one of my mates. I was apologising to him for blinding him with my torch as I'm walking over, because I thought it was Mark. And as I got closer, I realised it wasn't. And I'll tell this to the people that haven't heard the story before. So I'm going over and explain what I'm doing, like the YouTube channel, do investigating and all that. He's like, right, okay, yeah, I get it. And he said, are you looking for your mate? I went, yeah. He goes, he's just walked past there. He's just gone past me. So I said, cheers, walked off, apologised again. That's when it hit home. So then I found Matt. I think we had the radios. I'm not sure. Anyway, I found him anyway. And he's like, there was no one on that bench. He was videoing on his phone. So he'd stopped. He went back to that video, and as he's walking past the bench, he's videoing that area, because that's where the Commonwealth war graves are. There's nobody sat on the bench. There's not even anyone in the video. And he said, yeah, he's just walked past me. And later on, just as we finished the stream, literally, we stopped it and goes, cool, we'll have a quick walk round the chapel. Chapel's just like it's like a little house on the prairie, just a little tiny building on its own with like, you can drive right round it. As we started walking towards it, we heard this awful, female scream, but it sounded like non-human female. And Mark just went, "Yep, not today." Put on his heel and literally ran out the cemetery. But we didn't get that on. Didn't get on anything other than us hearing it. So you have just sent me something.
I did. I sent you a little bit of paranormal news.
Oh,
Are you done with your bench guy story?
yes.
This is not urgent paranormal news.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't. What? It's not available in your country.
Ah. I don't know if it actually has the video, but it's an article, and it is... Oh, it does have a video. Okay, hold on. Let me share the screen. So in Utah, the U.S. government has actually been investigating paranormal activity at a UFO hotspot in Utah.
Where though?
And this is confirmed.
Because is that? Because obviously Skinwalker's in Utah.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me pull the screen up.
Also, isn't Utah where they set off the atomic bombs in the 60s, where they was testing them?
They set them off kind of all over there. All right, let's...
Today, we're learning more about potential paranormal activity here in Utah. A new nearly 70-page report says investigators found an alleged hotspot of UAP and paranormal activity at a property in Utah. The document comes from the Department of Defense All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Now, their investigators examined reports of shadowy figures and creatures in the area. The report does say that after closer look, these were just ordinary objects, and they do say misidentified, but it does say many cases are still unresolved.
And the article says that they report they hired studies.
Oh,
They
so I'm
hired
just putting that up
psychics.
tomorrow.
Mhm. Oh, cool. They are also looking into remote viewing and interdimensional phenomena.
So what's your thought? I know we spoke about it yesterday with Eric, but what's your thoughts on like the ghosts and the paranormal and the old UFO connection?
See, I don't know. Like, some people think it's us from the future or interdimensional. And I honestly don't know. I'm kind of open to everything because we don't know.
No.
Like, we don't know anything. We
Nope.
know that things are happening. We can document it, kind of like, anecdotal evidence. Like when there's paranormal activity, sometimes there's a spike in EMF or changes in the static field, but we don't know why.
We don't know why or what's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know I've said I think it's connected, but I don't think everything's connected.
Yeah.
I think my theory is that the Fae, which includes Dogman, Bigfoot, fairies, goblins, gnomes, all the cryptid, humanoid type things are connected. I just think that they all come from not one place, but a specific area. I think spirits, whether they are the remembrance of a dead person or someone that's passed or something from a different era that has passed over, I don't think that's connected with anything else. I think they're two separate things, but they both know about each other. where you have the residual hauntings. That's like Stone Tate Theory, where it's replaying itself over. It's like putting a DVD on repeat if anyone's still got a DVD, and it just keeps playing it over and over again until someone stops it. Because I think you can. Well, I know you can have residual livings, is what I call them, where you have something that's happened so many times, it happens in normal everyday life as well, not just when something's passed.
Yeah. Well, think about like it kind of reminds me of, when you're driving home and you take the same drive every day and then you get from point A to point B and you don't know how you got there.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty
what
much
if you just keep
every
doing
day.
that after you die? Like, what if your energy just keeps doing it because that's what it's been doing?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I don't want to be driving to and from work all day, every day. It's bad enough doing it while I'm alive. I don't want to do it when I'm dead.
But that's what like your energy did. And I don't know, do you think that there can be more than one? Like, do you think there could be a residual haunting and an intelligent haunting in the same place
Possibly.
of the same spirit?
But what if we have more than one energy? So when we die, we have different types of energy, and each bit of energy goes to a different area. So then you do get the residual. You do move on to the next plane. You do become an orb. You do go dancing with unicorns and God knows what on the magical planes. But I don't know. I don't think we're made up of one energy.
No, I like that theory because, there's the conservation of energy where all of your energy has to go somewhere after you pass. But what's to say, like, there's nothing that says it all has to stay in one big lump and go into the next thing. It can kind of like disperse.
Yeah, because if it goes out into the universe, everything is the universe. The universe isn't a one particular thing. All this, that window is part of the universe. My foot is part of the universe. My hat. Do you know what I mean? Cars driving past, they're all energy that are part of this universe. So, what, like you said, what happens?
Like, I kind of would like to think that happens after death. Like, all your energy kind of disperses and mixes in with whatever and then ends up somewhere else. Because, like, that could explain, okay, maybe that's why you have multiple soulmates. Maybe part of your energy and their energy was one at one point, and
Yeah,
that's
then
why
you'll split.
now.
Yeah.
You have some of the same energies.
And then you could be some sort of hybrid without even knowing. So Joe just put, if we move on and become something else, what does that make ghosts? Now, this is the thing. I always used to believe that ghosts were dead people coming back to haunt you, and you should be scared of them. But like we were saying last night, what that ghost is just whatever a ghost is. I don't believe a ghost is the spirit of a dead person or the dead person coming back to make contact. I think that is something completely different, and we don't understand either of them. But this is just my theory that when a ghost is either a time lapse, a time crossover, two timelines running at the same time that kind of like weave in and out of each other. Don't know. I'm just guessing, aren't we?
Yeah.
It could be the spirit of a dead person, but I don't believe it is. I think that is time continuum, but it's coming back and it just goes in a big loop. What's not to say it doesn't go in a loop, and every now and again you get to see something of what they're doing, but they're still living their life, and they're not actually ghosts of dead people. That's them in another time or a different version of themselves, and that's why they look confused. I don't know. I'm not saying all ghosts look confused, but
because, like, do they think that we're ghosts when we're investigating? Because I've heard them refer to us as ghosts.
Yeah. Well, this is what we were saying last night.
Hmm.
I said, like that guy who went past that school and they're all looking in all Victorian clothing, even the teacher they all looked at him like, what's he doing there? And he's looking in there like, what's going on here with all them? Then he went to where he was going to find his mate, come back, and that room was empty and didn't look anything like it did previous to that. So is that a slip in time? Is it a
Maybe, or maybe,
crossover?
if enough of that energy stays in one area, then you have a haunting. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but then define haunting. Because
Yeah.
technically, haunting is a ghost trying to scare someone for whatever reason.
Because we've experienced where it's something that seems residual, like it does the same thing, the same loop, whatever.
Yeah.
But then also, and that would have been, the ghost of John Smith, right? Doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But then you
Yeah.
go over to this part of the house and he's talking to you and responding. So, like, you have this residual thing going on and then an intelligent thing going on over here. So, what's going on there? Like, that's not, I don't think it's an actual ghost going through, the motions.
Yeah. Well, it's like all the physical looking, what we class as ghosts I've seen. Yeah, I've got scared because I wasn't expecting to see it at that time. I wasn't out doing an investigation, just out with my mates, gone for a walk. They just seemed to pop up where I was at that time. And I don't think they was there to scare me. It's just, it catches you off guard and you're not expecting to see it. But, so it's not haunting as such. I class a haunting as, like I said, it's there to scare you. And that's more from like TV and film. Like the old horror movies like Hammer House of Horror back in the 80s, or pretty much any ghost movie. Even Ghosts, the one with Patrick Swayze. I think you froze, Nicole. I don't even know if you're still there.
Oh.
No. Oh,
There
she's
we
back.
go, I think. Am I back? Okay. Yeah, you
Yeah,
froze
you're back.
completely. I just had like spinning screen.
Oh, you did as well.
Okay.
Right. Yeah,
Weird.
so I was just saying that I don't know what ghosts are, I don't know what spirits are, but I don't think they are what we think they are. Right, I've got a question for you from Fred Flintstone. And he's asking, do you believe in life after death, Nicole?
I'm not opposed to the idea of life after death, but I don't think I particularly believe like you die and you go to heaven and just hang out there for eternity. I'm more prone to believe in like reincarnation, that your energy gets redistributed somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. So do you think then that we have a choice of whether we want to come back to this or not? Do we just get given this is where you are, that's what you're doing, deal with it?
I don't know. I'd like to think you have a choice, but I don't know that you do, because that's what we were talking about last night. Like, why would you choose such a crappy life? Like, some people have really crappy lives.
But then but also saying that, you don't always get a choice of what happens in your life. Because it's not just you choosing what goes on, it's down to the people you meet, the job you do, just the whole experience of life in general. The main bit is from being born up to like, I'd say early 20s. That's where all the main decisions are made of what you're going to do as you get older. And maybe we don't, well, I know I didn't know what life was going to be like as I got older, I guess. And now what, I'm glad I didn't put money on it. Put it that way.
Yeah. But it's like you had to pick. You were sitting up at the little control panel and you had to pick where you were going. Would you pick to like go into a family that has like a crack addict mom, an abusive father, like born in homelessness? Or why would you pick that? if you could choose.
Yeah. But then, what if then if we class that as reincarnation, what if that is then given to the people that have done really bad stuff previously? Without going into detail of specific leaders of certain countries, how do it's not then being reincarnated and it's like, well, you've done this, so you've got to deal with that now for your next lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if it was like that, I would think if there was some god or guiding hand in it, I would think that it's more about lessons to learn. Like your soul needs to learn this to like ascend or evolve or grow. So there would be something from this life that you need to learn.
Yeah, but if you really think about that, I know a lot of people have said it, and we've asked people in the chat and guests that have been on and saying about need to learn and progress as we go. How do we know if we're learning the right thing to progress to the next stage? Because no one tells us. No one says, right, you've got to learn this. Do you just go with your gut feeling all the time and hope that that's the right, what's the word, intuition?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe intuition is like our hint feature.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're supposed to go over here. You're going to pick the wrong path. Like, go over here.
Yeah. But I was either watching or listening to something, and it is to do with science and NDE, and they were saying if you do pass over, and if you go towards the light, apparently that light is you coming back to relive another life on Earth. So if you don't want to do this again, don't go to the light. Don't hold me to that, because if it's not that, then I'm not accountable, and don't come and haunt me or switch my lights
how
on
you end up
or
in
unscrew
limbo.
jars with dead aliens in them.
Andy just wants to make more ghosts. They didn't go to the light because Andy Codes told them not to.
Yeah, but then would you like to find out all the answers? Would you really, really want to know what exactly is going on?
I mean, eventually, like it'd be cool if you regained like consciousness or like your cognitive abilities like after you die. So you're like, oh, cool, this is what happens.
Yeah, I suppose then it's like kind of like something to look forward to.
Yeah.
But then is that, without sounding ignorant, is that just the novelty of it that you're excited about? Like when you get something new?
Yeah.
Could it just be that's what's entertaining about it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think I would want to know everything right now.
No.
Because I think if you knew everything, it would definitely change the way that you looked at life in general and how you lived your life in general.
Yeah, but do you think you'd be able to cope with knowing all that, or would it send you insane?
No, that's what, like Ron and Lorda said. If you took in everything there is to take in, your head would explode. It's too much.
Oh, just listening to them, my head exploded God knows how many times. So yeah, and that's just one subject. That's just white noise and spirit communication.
Yeah.
It was just one tiny speck of everything that's actually going on. Right, I've got a question for both of us from Darren. And this is what it says. Question for you both. What subject gives you the creeps the most? I used to have some, but the more I do this and more rabbit holes I go down, the less creeps me out. It becomes more interesting and fascinating.
It's not like, for me, it's not Well, the black-eyed children. If I ever saw a black-eyed child, it would be over. Like, I find them fascinating. Like, learning about them doesn't freak me out. I just don't ever want to encounter one. I will not go
Yeah.
investigate them.
I need to tell you. So when we went to the Awakening in Bolton, was it last month? And we went out with Barry Fitzgerald and we was chatting to him. When Simon enticed him into the back of his van with some sweets. We was talking about all different things with paranormal, and he was asking us questions. And we was asking him, and we said about black-eyed kids, and he went, if one came knocking on my door, he goes, I would grab it and drag it into the house. What do you want? But I can imagine him actually doing that. Just, he'd open the door and he just went, right, get in here, stop fucking about, and right, let's do something about it. I actually pictured him doing it as he told me.
More
I
power
was
to
there
him.
laughing because it's like he would do that.
The
Because
creepy kids thing. Like, and it's a little creepy, you know, when you're investigating like a haunting or a haunted place, and you have kids like laughing, and you know, kids because it's
I've
you always
had
kind of
that.
wonder in the back of your head, is it really a kid or is it something like masquerading as a kid?
Yeah, but just going back to the black-eyed kids, it's like, because if Barry was to do that, yeah, would that black-eyed kid be ready for that reaction? Because
Probably
they're
not.
supposed to be inducing fear. So if they're stood there, can I use your get in here? Do you know what I mean? It'd be like, what? It'd be
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it would just, yeah, that's a phenomenon on its own.
can black-eyed kids fight?
Send them over to Ireland and let's find out. Sorry, Barry, but you said it, not me. I just found
Like,
it funny.
are they going to start swinging on Barry if he tries to like yoink him into the house?
I don't think so.
But the just,
Because Barry and Steve Mary, they do a lot of work together and been to so many different places around the world, and they've both said they used to get scared and they have been that scared before, but now it's at the point where, right, you're doing this to me, and yeah, I'm not just going to stand there and take it. So
yeah.
rather them than me, I'm not that brave. I'm not scared to admit it. Right, shall we have a quick break?
Yeah.
And then we'll carry on. Got a couple more questions.
Mhm.
Right, see you in just over a minute.
Let's go.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
God.
Whoa!
Like, subscribe, and hit the bell.
And we are back. I had to put some noise in it so I knew when we was going to come back on, rather than it just end and like
I know, when you don't have the
rabbit got-
creepy laugh, I don't know when to come back.
it's like rabbit caught in headlights otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so going back to Darren's question, what subject gives you the creeps the most? See, that is a really difficult one for me. I'd say vampires.
Mm.
Like the vampires, as we know, as we've seen on TV in the movies, because of their abilities, I always never get it right, glamoring or glimmering, when they
Glamour.
put you into like some sort of trance state, and just the whole. I know it's all been exaggerated for the movies and like for entertainment, but what's to say that none of that is that any of that is not real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's the people who give me the creeps the most. Like when you go down the conspiracy rabbit hole and you find out some of these things that are like quite possibly true that celebrities or world leaders or
Mm,
these people have done, like that gives me the creeps more than anything paranormal. Because the paranormal are just kind of like doing what they would naturally do, like where the paranormal is normal,
yeah. Yeah.
But
So it's like the normal is more messed up than paranormal,
yeah.
even though we don't understand the paranormal, or
Mhm.
we have an understanding of it, but obviously we don't know what it is.
But they're
It's
doing things that are like normal to Bigfoot. Okay, you hide in the woods like ghosts. You hang out in creepy buildings. Like that's
Yeah.
a normal thing. Like, but then you hear about people doing all these weird things. These rich that is weird to me. That gives me the creeps.
yeah. It's the like the Bohemian Grove conspiracy theories. That's I don't know if you know. I've spoke about before the one at the back of Mount Rushmore in Washington,
Mhm.
with all these the elite top that go there, and the presidents and other world leaders and the Rothschilds and all that. And it's supposed to be part of the Masonry and all these other secret communities. So you've got that. Then you've got there's one on TikTok where they're interviewing a little kid, a boy and a girl. They're from the UK, but they live on an island. They've had to move off the UK because they're talking about going to parties and drinking infant blood from babies and all that kind of stuff. And that the way they're talking, it's like they've been there and they've witnessed it, and stuff like that creeps me out because it's like
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have thought of that as fiction, let alone real life.
Mm-hmm.
So
The fact that that's supposed to
it's that
be
of
happening.
it really happens.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said with the paranormal, they're just doing what they do for whatever reason they do it. I don't know. Really don't know, but yeah, I'll go with you on that one.
Yeah. The people are scarier than
Mm,
the not people.
yeah, and that's why I like the paranormal because it's more normal.
Yep.
Miss Tessa Marie, hi. She's asking, will you hook up with Paul Sinclair and try and capture any lights on top of the cliffs? I'd love to. Hopefully, I'll be able to. I just need to get in touch with Paul and arrange that, and hopefully, he's not going to be too busy or doing other stuff. So I will find out and let him know. It's just I have to get the exact date before I can really contact anyone to make any definite plans, but fingers crossed. You never know.
Oh, since we got on the conspiracy topic a little bit, how far down the
Yes.
Cape Middleton rabbit hole are you?
I heard something on the news because I don't watch the news, and I was listening to a different radio station. The one I normally listen to just plays commercials and that.
Mhm.
And they were saying about this photograph with the kids that she wasn't there and that she's been missing and she's not been seen for so many weeks, for so many months. And it's either AI or Photoshop and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, photo. That's all I thought. It's just a photo. Who cares? It's because of who they are is the controversy of it. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's what it is. But what's your take?
Well, there was another photo of her and Prince William in the car, and you see the bricks up here. on a wall that they're going past, but then the bricks in the window of the car are completely different that you can see, through the window. So they're saying that's Photoshop too. So the only photos that have been released are supposedly like super photoshopped and not actually her, and people are all kinds of speculating about what's going on.
Yeah, the thing is though, all the photos that are taken of famous people and royal family, celebs, people high up and all that, they are all photoshopped to make them look better. So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying all of them, but the majority, those that want paying for their, like the paparazzi, I'd say the majority of them Photoshop them to make them look good so they get more money and all that malarkey.
I just sent you the picture. So this was not Photoshopped to like make her look good. It was just weirdly Photoshopped.
Right, let me save that. Oh, that wasn't right. So the one that I seen was with the kids.
Yeah, I saw that one too. But this is the one that they're saying too is Photoshopped.
Right. I'm just going to add it now. While that does that, we've got a couple more questions. If they come through. One second. Chat's going too quick. I can't keep up. Right. So just do this one quickly and then we'll go to the photograph. So this is from Darren again. Yeah. Did either of you have weird recurring dreams as kids, and did it play a part in your interest in these things? I had weird dreams. I believe I've ever had a nightmare. I've had bad dreams. A lot of times I wake up screaming or it's more shouting at people and hey, hey, hey. But that's it. The one that sticks out more than anything was I was in a war zone and I was in an ice cream van and it was tipped up. I had an automatic rifle and I was fending for my life. And then the other one, I was back at high school and there's all these big, like probably a bit bigger than a basketball, probably size like bigger than a basketball, but smaller than a beach ball. If that makes sense. And there's all different colours and there's all these different monsters coming out the doorway. So if Deborah Hatswell's still there, I used to go to Moorside School and it was the one on Wentworth Road on the Lancs. That was the entrance to it. And it was that bit where the car park was. So as they're coming out, we had these different, and we're bouncing them at them, but they look like, the Muppet Show or Sesame Street, the big, big monsters like that. They were like that, but in real life form. And we worked out it was only the gold coated ball that if it hit them, it'd stop them getting nearer to you. It's just weird stuff like that. But I have more recurring dreams or dreams in dreams as I've got older.
I don't really remember any weird dreams as a kid. I'm sure I had them. I just don't really remember them. Nothing that stood out.
No, they're the only two. And we were talking to Simon the other day, and we were saying to Eric about dreams. If you can remember it to a detail, that's more of a memory than a dream. So I can't see that really happening with the balls, but it might be on an astral plane or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't in school uniform. I was as old as I was when I was having the dream, but it was just back at the school that I used to go to. So yeah, there's that. But when Dave Hodrian was on the other day and we played that video of the woman getting abducted and going into the bed. Well, the next day I was talking to Simon as usual. And when I was younger, when I had them light being dancing on the wall and the UFO encounter and all that. When I used to go to bed, I'd lay in bed, I'd sleep on my back when I was younger, and it'd always feel like I was drifting into the bed and like getting deeper and deeper and further away. I was asleep, but awake. So, like, my body was asleep, but my mind was awake, and I could feel myself going. You're like in Train Spotting, where he's going into the carpet and he's just going down. It was like that, but it was a good feeling.
So where were you going?
I thought I was going to sleep, but that could be the times it was being abducted,
Yeah.
which is still not 100% convinced that I have been. I believe I've been contacted, but it just seems to be too much evidence pointing to that I have.
You know that like feeling when you're about to fall asleep and you like feel like you're falling?
Yes.
Have you had that? Like, I wonder if that's, you know, your consciousness or whatever leaving and then just like aware enough that you get sucked back.
If you are astral projecting and that's you going back into your body, and that's what that blast or tug or whatever it is.
But it's usually like right before you fall asleep. You know,
like
it
as I'm falling asleep. And then you wake up and it's like, oh, it's still there. And then you just drift straight back off. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It could be.
I wonder if anybody's ever like explained that phenomena, like scientifically, why that happens to people. Because it happens to everybody, I feel like.
I used to have a thing where I'd be falling asleep and I'd hear a bang, like someone banging on the door or wall or something slamming. It's actually called exploding head syndrome. My sister-in-law messaged me. She said, have a look. And what it is, it's as you're going, same sort of thing, as you're drifting off to sleep, it's as your brain's going into, I'm not sure if it's deep sleep or REM, as it's doing that. If you're not quite there, you hear a big bang, and that's what that is. But it does sound like someone's banging the wall or the door or something like that. And since reading that, it's only happened a couple of times since.
That's weird, because now that you're aware of it, it's not happening as much.
Pretty much, yeah. Right, got another question for you. This is from Sun Mao. Curious, what is your opinion with human thoughts are aware? So what I'm getting from that is, do we know that do we think that we're giving these thoughts out ourselves? Are we aware that we're doing them, or are they coming from something else? Are we given the thoughts? Like you saying yesterday, like in SimCity.
I think they come from ourselves. I would like to think they come from ourselves.
Yeah. But then, like we were saying earlier, if we are parts, if our energy is split into different parts, and then when we think we know someone, like with the old soul, that old souls meeting but never met before, and you're intertwined with them, could that be you're getting part of their thoughts and your own thoughts, and that's why sometimes you don't know where that thought comes from?
It could be. And like, you know, with twins, this would be good to talk to Sarah about.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
They were, at least identical twins, were one. They were one entity at one point, and then they split. And then they sort of have this twin ESP thing going on. So is some of that energy in both of them now? You know, if there was like a one energy in this being, and then it's two.
Yeah.
And that's why they can read each other's thoughts and things.
Oh, they know what each other are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you hear these stories that, like, if one of them gets injured, the other one feels the pain, or they
Yeah.
know just before something happens that it's happening.
Hmm.
So I don't know. That would be a good question for Sarah.
Yeah.
So
Get Sarah and
too
Emma
busy,
both on and talk about
yeah,
it.
too busy being on holiday.
I know.
Holidays, birthdays.
Sarah's thing's going to be holidays. And Tommy's
I
thing's
know.
vacations.
Mine's none. Mine's ABBA. That's it. That's all I've got. One Friday of ABBA. Yeah. Right. Do you want to do this one from Paranormal Pixie? How did we become friends? Who says we're friends? Oh, well, that's
That's a
it.
very bold assumption.
Do you want to tell him?
Sure. So, my good friend, your good friend, Al Santoriga actually introduced us because Al thought that I would be a good fit for Andy's show to be a guest on. And that is how we met when I was a guest on the show.
Yeah.
And then you put on that you were looking for a co-host, preferably female American, and I'm a female American.
Ta-da! Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Those
So
were the
what
only
Al did? Yeah.
qualifications.
So what Al did? Al put me in contact with a load of different people. What he actually did was set up a messenger group and says, Andy, meet Nicole, Nicole, meet Andy, Andy, meet Tommy, Tommy, meet Andy. And there's a few other people that he did it with as well. And that's how we knew. And then you came on the show and you was known as Catball Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of kept in touch, but not that often. And then I was saying about you guys coming on, like the full moon paranormal group to come on and talk about what you do. So then you did that. And then it was only a couple of weeks after that.
No, we announced it when we were all on.
Oh yeah, so it was a couple of weeks before that.
Yeah.
That I'd put out about getting getting a co-host because Tommy was coming on a Friday, believe it or not, and you used to do the Wednesdays because you'd arranged with work to get an early finish on a Wednesday so that you could do the podcast, and that's why I ended up changing it to 8:30. Because you was coming out of work, sitting in the car, doing a podcast for 2 hours, which can't be that much fun. As I've done it, but I'm not doing it often. So I thought, well, it didn't take you that long to get on, 15, 20 minutes. Gives you a chance to get in, get started, and jump on the computer. So that was the reason for going to 8:30. And then I wanted to do it so the podcast was only an hour and a half rather than 2 hours. Because sometimes... depending on the guest and that, and whatever you're going to talk about, that 2 hours can be too much. I just need to pause it for 1 second. Is that okay? Should we do another quick break? I've just got to go and grab something, that's all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so as soon as I get someone knocks on the door, I'll stick us on a break for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was it. And then we're just trying to get you and the team back on, but it's difficult because of their working patterns and
Time zones.
yeah, and everything else. So yeah, so that was it. And then I thought, well, there's me, you, and Tommy. Tommy does the podcast. You go out investigating. I was doing a podcast. I go out investigating. And then I thought, to even it up, get another female on, and that's where Sarah come into it, because then it was 2 male, 2 female. 3 of us go out investigating, 3 of us do podcasts, and the 3 of us are working healthcare, which is really weird, as none of us knew that till after we met. And yeah, that was it. So that's how we met. So,
Brian said he just drove past a house and saw Tommy at a birthday party through the window.
He probably was. Yeah, I reckon he was. So I'm hoping that I know he is going to be back very, very soon. He was going to try and get on tonight. I was going to keep it as a surprise. But looking at I know, I don't want to tell you, but when I was sending that message before, that's who I was talking to. But looking at the time, I don't think he's going to be coming on because his missus was out going to a clairvoyant evening. So he's got to look after his little one. His little one is only 4 or 5. So you know what, like at that age, loads of energy and
really
no sleep. Yeah.
Unsupervised.
Pretty much, yeah. So I said, bring him on. He went, I can't do that. It'd be fine.
And Al actually put me in a group and introduced me to Tommy as well. So I knew Tommy separately before. Because I was a guest on Tommy's show too.
Yes.
So I knew Tommy and I knew you. And then I didn't know that you knew Tommy.
No.
Until.
I know. And then I did 2 podcasts with Tommy. We are actually going to be going on, me, you and Sarah, going on Tommy's podcast when we can get a time that suits all of us and do a podcast on that. So he's going to put that out on there. I'm going to take a copy from that, put a video to it and put it out on here. So then you get to see Tom. Well, you get to hear Tommy. But, oh yeah, quickly, just while I wait for this person to come through. Sound like a medium then, didn't I? Have you seen the video that Tommy put up on Instagram as a supposed mermaid?
Today?
Going through the ocean, yeah. The only thing that I don't, not 100% on, as it's going up and dropping down, it's like it's headbutting the ocean as it's hitting it.
Nope,
So I'm not saying it's fake, but it's just a bit heavy metal style mermaid.
Was it on his or was it on the podcast?
Let's get freaky. Try and just checking the time. Have you found it?
Yeah, you want me to play it?
Yeah, you can do. Sure, he won't mind. Yep.
It's very stiff. Okay, that's the thing that loses me right there is that zoomed so close in.
It's like it's headbutting the ocean. It's just too...
Yeah.
It's like slam dunk in the... Do you know what I mean? But it's...
Right there, it kind of looks like a jellyfish UFO. When they, like, freeze it and it's all pixelated.
But it's like it's the... arms, wings, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The speed that they go, it's like a hummingbird.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look fake. Then all that doesn't look fake.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Because from that far away, I feel like that thing had to be huge.
Yeah, but look how it's hitting the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to hurt.
But when they zoom out, look how big that thing was to be able to be seen from there.
Yeah. It's good, 500 yards at least?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. So that thing would be giant.
Oh, you can go. Yeah. Oh, gosh, that... You say... Sorry, it's just Becky was being nosy and reading the questions in the chat.
Hi, Becky.
That was all.
Hey.
Can you manage? Please don't knock that over on my head.
Yeah. Have I met Tommy? I have not met anybody. I've not met Andy. I've not met Tommy. I've not met Sarah. Like... in person. Nope. I'm stuck all the way across the pond.
I live in the same country and not met any of them.
Oh, you haven't met Tommy? I thought you and Tommy had met.
No. He is probably about 2 hours away from where I am. So it's not that far. It's just getting there. Getting there to see him, because he obviously works evenings and that. And weekends is like with the missus and the kids and all, like family time and obviously birthdays.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's all. Until I get invited to one of his birthday bash, then I don't think I'll ever meet him.
His first day back, we're all wearing birthday party hats.
Yes. But the thing, we don't know when it's going to be, because he said he's just going to pop up in the...
So
he
we
can
all
let
have
himself
to
in, can't
party hats on deck at all times. Just sit it on the desk. So you're ready.
he? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So what I was going to say is... That's right, I'm just looking, because I thought I uploaded some other stuff, but I can't find it. Maybe... Oh, no. I'm saving it for the next one. Oh, here's a question from Billy.
Becky said, Baby Lily said, Becky won't want to go in the room once the jar arrives.
Becky doesn't know anything about the jar. Shh. I'm waiting for the voice. What jar? Oh, she's gone in the bathroom now.
It's just going to arrive when she's like, what is that?
Yes. Right. Oh, question. Here we go. From Billy GW. Thoughts on tarot cards? See, I'm not saying they don't work, but when you're being dealt the cards, every time it's whatever your intent is, whatever your questions are to the cards as you're picking them. Could it be, a lot of it could just be generalization, like star signs, not star signs, horoscopes. Could it be somewhat similar to that?
I think with tarot cards and oracle cards, they all have like a very general meaning, and they can mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really depends. It's kind of like a mediumship, where it depends on the person who's reading it to give you their interpretation of what they think the message means for you.
Yeah.
So if you just like pull a card and read the description, it could mean nothing. But if the person is a good, legitimate reader, they're going to interpret the spread of cards.
Yeah, more into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're a tool.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't work, but I'm a bit... you've got a wide range of what can come from it. Yeah, didn't know that. Ordinary playing cards was used for first divination.
Divination.
Yeah, I love it when people put words up that I can't read, like anything. Just in my head, I can read it. I open my mouth, and it's just no, not even close.
That's gonna be one for April 5th. Everybody think of the most hard to pronounce words, and towards the end of the show, Andy will try to pronounce them.
Oh, cheers. Play Andy Bingo as well, all right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we can all try to pronounce them, but...
Yes. Yeah, not just me.
Yes, not just
that was the other thing. So we're going to do another... I was speaking to Darren the other day, and we're going to do another, what we class as remote view. So how do you think we should do it? And you lot watching and listening, what way do you think we should do it different than the previous two? See, I can say that in my head, no, I cannot say it. I said it twice in my head, and anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah. I did say it in my head, I promise you.
It'll be easier after some sambuca.
Yeah, it won't even be one syllable. It won't even be a word. Yeah, so what way shall we do the telekinesis?
We could do the picture and put it up somewhere and everybody tries to remote view it.
Or how about we all do a picture at the very beginning? Yeah.
Yeah.
And see if we all get the same. And then just about 3/4 of the way through, we hold the picture up and everyone in the chat can do the same as well. If they want. They don't have to. How about they have to? And if they don't, we send black-eyed kids or men in black round to mess them up.
I think that's a good plan.
Yes.
Ask Barry if he'll wrangle the black-eyed kids for us so we can.
Yeah, you can just grab a load. Simon can go in his van and collect them from the airport or the port, and then he can bring them and he can dish them out. There we go.
He's gonna have them trained like a little black-eyed kid army.
Imagine that. That's creepy on its own. No, don't imagine that. That is weird. Well, them two words, I'm not even going to bother. One's that place in Wales. I know the last bit, go, go, gok. And whatever Brian said, no. I'll put them in jars.
New mono ultra microscopic. Nope, that's as far as I got. The chat's moving too fast.
No, I didn't get anything. Sis at the end. Right. Have you got anything you want to add? Anything you want to talk about? Any investigations you got coming up?
We have, not this weekend, next weekend, we're going to be at the Shanley Hotel for a haunted doll event.
Oh, no.
Seeing creepy things.
No.
Yeah.
I'll just stick to skin peeling aliens in jars that no one knows anything about.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
can't do anything to you.
Dolls.
I read something today where someone was selling a doll in a charity shop, like a thrift shop, and they had to put a sign on it to say that this doll is not haunted.
Seems legit.
Or they wouldn't be allowed to sell it. And it looks like it's haunted. I should have took a screenshot of it and saved it, but didn't.
I don't know. What do you think about people selling haunted dolls on like eBay and everything? Do you think everybody's?
It's just a doll, and because it's a new phase, isn't it? New fad. So because of Zach Baggins, with his museum in Vegas and that, and the Robert the doll? He's got Robert the doll, and has he got Annabelle as well?
Have Robert. No, he doesn't have Robert the doll. He's in a museum in Florida.
And I thought he had Robert the doll.
No, and Annabelle is in the Warrens Museum.
Right. I know he's got everything's in glass cases, and doesn't he live there as well or something?
I don't know.
He lives next to it. I don't know exactly. But yeah, that's one museum I wouldn't like to have, because that, with all the glass, and that reminds me of the movie 13 Ghosts.
Yes, it's a good movie.
It's good, but I can't watch it because it just messes with my head. Oh no, I'll say no dolls. I know I've got figures and all that kind of stuff, and gargoyles and other weird stuff, but not a haunted doll. Anything but.
I have a pair of haunted clown ceramic dolls that is in my trunk. I won't bring them in the house.
No. Are they is it not Poirot? Pierrot? Is it?
Maybe.
It's like, looks like the mime artist type.
Yeah.
Sure it's called Pierrot.
It's a Silvestri. I think Silvestri clown jester doll.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, someone's just put Fred Flint's on how to imagine a haunted Barbie. Why is that not a thing?
I've seen a video. This girl's playing with her Barbie. Like the mother's taking a video of like the little girl playing, and the Barbie just goes, and the girl screams and throws the doll.
Yeah, I've seen that, but then is that not just good video editing?
It might be.
Because when I do the intros and outros and that, you've got an icon at the bottom which is freeze, and you can freeze certain parts of the video and have any other part of it still going. So all you've got to do is freeze it, turn the head. If you do the animation right at the right speed, it then looks like it's moving. So could be that. Right. Question from Brian. If you give me 1 minute, I will tell you. The next. So what we're now, the 15th. He's asking when the next Skywatch is. Next Friday is Encrypted Roundtable with Dominic and Michelle. Good Friday, the 29th. There isn't a stream on that day. Out. So the next one is going to be the Friday, the 3rd of May. Only because we've got other stuff going on between. I suppose I could do one on the 12th. We haven't got anything planned for that Friday. So it'd be the second Friday, and then from May it'd be the first Friday of the month. And then that is pretty much it. We have got a few people coming on. I need to contact him to give him the full details, but we've got Jim Segala coming on from Skinwalker Ranch. He was on Truth Proof the other week. I actually meant to book him a while ago and completely forgot. And it's his nickname that reminded me the other day. So she's messaged him. He said, yeah, he's going to come on. I just need to send him the details. So he's coming on in, I think it's April. April the 24th. And we've got Vic Cundiff coming on the 10th of April. And so that's the 2 guests for that. Like I said, Fridays are going to remain open. I think Fridays are going to be more for guests that have been on before to come on again and like co-host and just do a round table with us.
Just hang out, chat.
Yeah. And then we do the other stuff with Dominic and Michelle and the Skywatch and Drunken Podcast, Helium. Eventually we'll get an invite to one of Tommy's birthday parties.
Fridays for shenanigans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Wednesday was serious streamers.
Yes.
And Friday were.
Yeah. See, it used to be the other way around, but then I was thinking about it the other day. Friday, we don't have to get up for work on a Saturday, so Fridays gives us more opportunity to do different types of stuff without. Right, I've got to get back home now, up early for work.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. We've got the weekend to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got high blood pressure, so I have to go. As you know, you go to the hospital every 12 months to 6 months to have a blood test to make sure your kidneys are still functioning from the medication. So I was booking for it. I got sent a link. I was booking to go because you got to go to the hospital now for a blood test. You can't go to your GP. I nearly booked it for Saturday the 6th of April, the day after Sambuca.
Oh.
I was just about to press
this blood is all Sambuca.
Yeah, there'd be no point, so I've done it for the following week. I'm like, if it turned up, it's like, yeah, I think you've got a problem.
Yeah, you have a blood alcohol level of 0.9.
Yes, basically, you've no blood. It's just Sambuca.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I quickly changed it.
Yeah, good choice.
Yes. So, going back to the paranormal road trip, if anyone's got any suggestions of where I'm going to go, we're definitely going to be going to Rendlesham and Cannock Chase. Hopefully, we're going to go to Bempton. Want to go down to the New Forest, right on the south coast, and want to go to Woolpit, which is east coast in Suffolk, as well as the church where the Black Shug was supposed to have gone in and sacked loads of people in or around a place called Bungay. I think it's 1200 and something, and the scorch marks and claw marks and all that still on the door and the floor. So there are a few people that want to meet up as well. So I said I've already been contacted by them. So what I said, what I'm going to do is between each point of A to B, B to C, and so on, is do an interview, like virtual interview like this, until we get to the point, and then we'll end that, then do another one and be out and about. As long as we get a good signal. If not, I'll just have to have a couple of hours off, do a pre-record, and then when I finish doing it all, put them up as a premiere. Just put it all together as one long one. So I've got plan A, plan B, and plan C. So it all works. So I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. It's basically names for the alien.
Yeah. I think everybody's kind of settled on Spud.
Yeah.
Looks like that's the consensus.
Yep.
No
We'll
tater tots in a jar. My dog's name is Tater.
Oh.
Don't name your alien after my dog. You can name him
Did you
Spud.
know Eric, Paranormal Highway, his son's dog, he's got a corgi as well?
Oh, does he?
So there's only you two and the Queen who I know who have corgis. I don't know the Queen, but I know she had corgis.
I don't know why they're not more popular.
I don't know. There we go. That is actually true. I believe it to be true. Right, there are no more questions, and we've still got like 15 minutes. Right, anyone got any serious questions now?
I ran out one of my training wheels. It fell off.
I'm not muted anymore. Oh. She rode her bike without the training wheels for the first time, so she ran in to tell me. She's very excited.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
How old is she?
9.
That's not bad. I can't remember how old I was when I passed my test, learned to ride a bike.
She just got the thing a couple months ago, so.
Yeah, that's not bad then.
Yeah.
That's pretty good going.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sorry, I'm just... Joe's put Eric and Dr. Wu part 3. No. We had part 1 to part 10, and it was just got too... I'd say it got too close to the line. It went over the line and kept going. It literally broke through the ice wall.
I'm so sad that I missed that one.
No. No. It was good. It was good. But
I went to go play it, and like the first 3 seconds, it's like, I'm doing edibles. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good show.
yeah. That was light compared to what the rest of it. Have you watched it all? Yeah.
I didn't watch it all. I've gotten part of the way through
the end
it already.
bit, he just tears me to pieces. I'm like, right, now we're going to end this. And Eric's there like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm dying inside. What? Didn't get no strikes or nothing from that. Very strange. I'm not complaining, YouTube. Please don't now strike or copyright me or anything like that.
Right.
Yes. So Michelle.
Right?
The Michelle is got, so her and Dominic are coming on the last Friday of the month. Now they're on next Friday because I'm out on the 29th. Yes. So her and Dominic are coming on. So it's going to be the 22nd this month, then the last Friday of the month, every month thereafter. So yeah. So she is called Michelle Gray, and he's called Dominic Zenden. She is from Texas, or lives in Texas. He's from Cambridge in the UK and now lives in Norwich, Norfolk, around that way.
That's who you should grab for your road trip. He can point out all the non-humans.
Yes. Oh,
And you would not be bored.
no. I might get earache for
He's so
a while.
sweet.
But I'm going out that way anyway, so it's literally down the road. It is. You get onto the A road and straight down. I'm 15 minutes from getting on it this end. He's probably about the same on his end. Eric's back from his show.
Mm-hmm.
How dare he
we
run his show at the
about
same
you.
time? How are you structuring your road trip? Basically, I'm going to get in a car that works, set up the iPad and my phone on mounts on the dash and the window, and start a live stream from pretty much the moment I set off to where I get to my first destination. That's the only bit that I've not sorted yet, is where I'm going and who I'm meeting. I've already arranged to meet up with some people. I just need to organise it in some sort of order. I need to work out how many days I'm going to do it over and how many nights I'm going to be stopping out. Because like I said earlier, most of the days I'm going to go and come back home and then next morning do the same again. So I just do like 8-10 hours a day for a couple of days, and then do, originally it was going to be a 24-hour one, but when you're out on the road, 24 hours is nothing. So then I thought 36, and it just kept going up by multiples of 12.
You could do it Dice Man style.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, like roll the dice. Is that what he means?
I'm thinking like Dungeons and Dragons. You roll the dice, and that's where you go.
Oh, that's if I bought a coin. So one says how, one side is how yes, it's a decision.
Words are
A
hard.
decision-making coin. One says how yes, the other one says F no. Yeah, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to start using that for doing this and anything else that we do. Pick Civ locations and do it on a roll.
I think that's supposed to be 6.
Oh, 6 locations. Yeah, the only thing is I don't want to be going all the way out somewhere to come all the way back to then go out again that way. So I've worked out 2.5 hours north, east, south and west is the east coast of England, the border of Wales, that's east and west. North is Manchester, Liverpool, like possibly Yorkshire. South is as far as the south coast, Southend, Clacton, Southampton. Yes, Joe, Southampton, and around that area. So like I said, I'm not doing it on mileage, I'm doing it on how long it takes me to get there. So 2.5 hours, but it won't be a solid 2.5 hour drive. Going to stop off at different locations on the way. I've just got to work out what location to stop off at in each compass point. So yeah, I could do it with that. Yeah, I could do dice and a coin, or print a map off and just get a pin and do the pin. These different ways of doing it, I think. Anyone get any ideas? Give me a shout. Oh, I'm going to be... I got something stuck in my teeth. I'm going to do the members monthly meetup on... Going to do it this Sunday, just before the interview with Michaela Ford. So that's at 5 o'clock. So I'm going to do it at 4:15 till 4:45. So this is going to be going out to members only. It doesn't matter what tier your membership's on. and it's so you can come in the chat, you can come on screen, you have a talk, any suggestions for things to do with the show, guests to come on, places to go out and investigate, ideas, things that you think we're doing that aren't working very well. Just anything, just gives you a bit of say as to what goes on with the channel and keeping it proactive. So, but you can only do that if you're a paying member, just to give something back. And then in April, it was going to happen in March, but I think it's going to be April now, as April's empty. We're going to be doing, this is going to be on a Wednesday, possibly the last Wednesday of the month, where we're going to be having a guest on, but it's only going out to members only. But you can come on screen, like us two are now, and you can ask the guest questions directly. You're not having to put it in the chat. You're not having to wait for me or Nicole or Sarah to ask the guest a question. You can have direct, what's the word? Interaction. So, yeah. Got guests lined up for doing that. People that have been on before. Sorry. You can stop by Deb's house, pick the haunted doll up and deliver it to Joe's. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, anybody
No.
have any deliveries you need done on the way? Andy just told you his whole route within 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so from Manchester to Southampton is about 5 hours. Yeah. 5 hours of a haunted doll. No thanks. No. Not a chance.
Haunted dolls, aliens in jars.
Yep. So I'm just going through the chat because there's a couple of things that I missed, but I think we've covered them. All right. Sorry, I was just reading something. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I've got anything else.
Yeah, me either.
No.
We're almost at 2 hours.
I know. Oh, the only other thing that I want to do is either the both of us, we go out, like I was saying before, we both go out and do an investigation and we shop. So you're over the US doing yours, I'm in the UK doing mine. So you're watching 2 investigations at the same time.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. But then we will need somebody to
like
do the
moderate.
studio.
Yeah.
To do all the modding and everything else.
Not modding, but like
like directing, producing, so to speak. So now it's getting lighter. Sorry, one second, I just send a message. Now it's getting lighter. I can do it later, which then allows time for you to get out and do your investigation. So if you're doing yours at like 8, 9 o'clock at night, I don't mind walking around at a cemetery at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Won't be the first time.
Yeah, I have a cemetery right by my job that we get a lot of activity at. It's where we do our haunted cemetery tours.
Oh.
So then that we've always gotten activity there.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the cemetery that we had to gain entry into, and where the Fitbit come off and was having stones thrown at us, and we could see orbs, and it's like right away from the road, so it wasn't headlights or anything like that. Plus, it was moving. If the car was doing that as it's driving down the road, then yeah, it's headlight reflection. But I'm not seeing any car do that. So yeah, I do want to go back there.
Yeah.
And that's it. So
watch.
yes. Yeah. You just need to think of a name for it. I don't know. We'll think of something eventually. Right. I don't have anything else to add at all.
Me either.
No. Anyone in the chat got anything before we go? You got 6 seconds and counting. Nope, time up. Right. Are you coming on Sunday?
It depends on plans with the family.
Yeah, you said.
So
Yeah.
if we don't end up doing anything, then I'll be on. But
Yeah, no worries. If not, it's all good. You didn't sign up for Sunday. You didn't even sign up for a Friday.
no, I was just supposed to do Wednesdays.
Blame Tommy. It's all his fault. There is nobody else to blame but him.
Mm-hmm.
He knows this as well,
I
so
know. That's
yeah.
why he can't show his face again. He's ashamed
he is.
of all his
He's
birthday
like,
parties.
well, I think it'll be good when he comes back. It's good now anyway, but yeah,
Mhm.
it'll just change the dynamics that little bit.
Yeah.
Right, so we are done here. We are back 5 p.m. UK time on Sunday with Michaela Ford, who does Paranormal or What podcast. So she's going to be talking about that, about the meetups that they do. I think it's monthly. Some of her own encounters that she's been given, and anything else that she's got to talk about. It's more paranormal and ghosty type stuff with Michaela. She has got UFO experiences, and yeah, just get your questions ready for Sunday. That's going to be, I think that's only going to be on for an hour and a half at the most, just because it's a Sunday and I don't want it to go too much into like my time, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's it. We are back. So if you can't make it Sunday, which I'll be very disappointed if you can't, not you people in the chat, we've got Dave Hodrian back on Wednesday, and then we've got the Encrypted Roundtable on the 22nd. So on that note, don't forget to tune in, because this is where the paranormal becomes
normal.
Yes.
We gotta work that out so we can sync it up and say it at the same time.
I know.
A countdown.
It didn't work. Well, it did work a little bit, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Take care. Oh, check the website out for the details of when everything's going to be with the road trip and the meetup. There's going to be different places on the meetup as well. So have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Sunday. So take care and goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.